I'm going to request to administer the oath, and then we can take your evidence.
You may kindly rise up, please, Mr. Dakuya. You may kindly rise up, please. Are you a Christian or do you follow another religion?
Christian.
If you can lift up your right hand and repeat after me. I swear
I swear
by Almighty God
by Almighty God
that the evidence
that the evidence
I shall
give
give to
to this commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Dakuya.
Thank you, Superintendent Takambra. So I would like to just remind you of a few rules that we expect you to adhere to during your deposition or your testimony. So the first is, and more important, is for you to ensure that the information that you share with us is the truth, nothing but the truth. It is a criminal offense to withhold information from the commission. It is also a criminal offense to provide false information to the commission, and doing so deliberately. I would like to remind you to answer all the questions that you are asked by the commissioners. Please refrain from speculating what the question wants. Just answer the question that is asked to you. It may happen that sometimes the question may sound like a repetition, but we nonetheless expect you to answer the question that has been put to you. Please conduct yourself with dignity and respect, including when you are referring to other people in your testimony. But also dignity and respect to the commission, the commissioners, the process that we are undertaking here. We also owe you a duty of treating you with dignity and respect. I would like to remind everyone in the room this afternoon to refrain from interrupting proceedings. So make sure that your phone is either completely switched off or it's on silent mode. Vibration is not silent mode because you still produce sounds that may interrupt the witness or interrupt the commissioners when they are asking questions. Please minimize movements in and out of the room. Of course, the security personnel are allowed to move as and when it is necessary. But those of us who are observing the proceedings here, please minimize movements in and outside of the room. I think you may still allow people, if they want to come and sit in the room, as long as they are silent and don't move in ways that interrupt the proceedings. I think that is all that I would like to flag. So the way we are going to take your evidence this afternoon, Superintendent Takambra, is that we are going to take turns to ask you questions. We're going to start with Commissioner Vidot on my right, and then we will take it from there. So, Commissioner Vidot, you may lead us.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Takambra.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Can you just tell us a bit about your training? Firstly, you are part of the police force.
Yes, sir.
Which unit are you in?
I'm with the quick response team now.
Okay. And in 2024, were you in the same team?
It was called CTU.
Okay. But it is...
Same team.
Same team. Okay. And what kind of training have you been given in that unit?
Permission to speak in Creole, so
yeah,
people
sure.
outside will...
Just make sure when you speak in
Yeah, I wait for him.
any other language, you allow space for him to... Yeah.
On fait training dans intervention, vizib, combat, après l'intelligence.
I conducted training in intervention, vizib, combat, and then intelligence.
And would I be right in saying that as part of this training would be tactical operations as
Oui,
well?
tactical.
Yes.
Okay. And you're one of the officers who went to the Montagne Posée prison on the 5th and the 6th of December.
Oui.
Yes.
Okay. Who instructed you to go to the prison?
Mon petit konman, la gog. Mon madame, mon petit de konseye, rectional livre. Mon madame dit, mon incident arrivé prison, mon coin noir au Facebook. Si mon au courant, on dit li non.
I was at my place of residence at Lagog, and my wife also was on leave, and she informed me that if I am aware that there has been an incident that happened at the Montagne Posée, she saw it on Facebook.
Après, quand on dit mon ça, mon pour mon téléphone là, t'as mon guetté, mon miss call, code, CSP Bousin, là aujourd'hui député commissionnaire.
And then as soon as she finished telling me that, I took my phone and I saw that there was a missed call from CSP Bousin.
Yeah, Bouzin.
Bousin.
Ça miss call, c'est 4h55. 4h55 mon téléphone. Tu vois ça miss call.
And the missed call was registered 4:55 on my phone.
And did
So-
you call him back?
Mon petit call, mon député. Mon petit call, mon député, le 72 27 47. Dans 5h10.
At around 5:10, I called my deputy on the phone number 272747.
And who is your deputy?
Ici, ça l'étant inspecteur Alpha Gatin, là présent, assistant superintendent Alpha Gatin.
At that time, he was Inspector Alpha Gatchin, but now Assistant Superintendent Alpha Gatchin.
Did he give you any instructions?
Ici, dit mon affaire pas bon, 4 gardes répondent otages, m'ont imposé prison.
He said that the situation was not good and that 4 officers has been taken hostage at the prison.
So I'll be right in saying because of the training you've had, your services were
Mon petit dans
required.
Konzeye, bon training qui nous gagne différentes nationalités, spécialement français, et nous engage for life. Si nous cessons, nous besoin response, à pas de dehors, pas pour response. On fait des devoirs.
Sorry, this répond un petit coup l'évidence. Outil de
Training qui nous gagne,
non, outil de conseil.
petit de Konzeye, vacation leave.
Okay. So I was in vacation leave. Allez, au capable continuer.
Just repeat for him.
So, on te fait des devoirs, spécialement français, dur en français, s'engage pour la vie. On te fait des devoirs, vie, ici mon député, et que ça bande des gens qui nous montent avec, ça l'état, pas si bien train. On te dit, mon madame, no matter what, on vous en donne un coup de main. On te dit, d'accord, c'est mon recruit.
From the training that I received, especially in French, whereby it says that there's a saying that says you are engaged for life, and since my recruits, my officers were there, I decided to take it upon myself that I needed to go and provide my assistance to them.
You were not requested, so it was voluntary that you went to.
DM, ça l'état, CSP vous un petit call, mon parti répondre, mais c'est mal, mon député petit call, mon petit cassé pour mon député, et que mon recruit à cause de moi qui pense à ça. Comme un officer.
That time that CSP Bousin called me, I did not see, and then afterwards, when I picked up my phone and I said to myself that I needed to go and assist my deputy.
On les fait ressortir tout qui ça joue, la go, tiens les temps l'appli, tu n'as pas fait des transports.
I want to make known that that time in particular at Lagog, in that location, there was a lot of rain. Facilité transport,
Tu n'as pas.
there was no transport facility.
So mon petit continue à faire contact avec Command Center, avec DCP Bousin, à cause de mon petit roi, ils m'ont devoir pour aller aider.
And I kept on staying in touch with the command center and DCP Posée because I saw it as my duty to go and help.
À cause vers jusqu'à 6h37, moi, tu peux call Command Center la police. Jusqu'à 18h37.
I was calling the command center at the police station until 6:37 p.m.
So, mon petit fin, l'autre l'arrangement, c'est un caporal à l'ISO base et persévérance.
So I
Je
had to
demande
make-
permission pour lui venir à masse, moi, qui sont supérieurs.
Another arrangement, there was a corporal at Isopat Perseverance, and I had to ask permission with his superior for him to come and pick me up.
And you got permission. He got permission to come and pick you up.
Yes, besoin de demander, oui.
Yes, had to ask.
So, il prend mon, côte mon, on t'y masse un petit bout, il prend mon, côte mon, il t'amène mon Eden Island à cause depuis tes bousins, si tu m'as espèce de Eden Island, amasse mon still, tu heavily rain, on t'y de l'appeler à plus spirit.
So he took me from my place of residence and brought me to Eden Island because CSP Posée indicated to meet there. And still it was raining a lot.
And what time was that?
Moi, là, mon petit dernier gars était 18h37. Après, 10 minutes après, il manquait 18h47, qui est 6h47. CSP Posée vient à Massement, ensemble avec les lieutenants SCP Wiz, qui est aujourd'hui député Wiz.
So when I checked the time at that time, in particular, it was 10 minutes after 6:37, so probably 6:47. That's when ASP CDP Posée came and picked me up. Along with him was ASP Wits at that time.
Okay, so they picked you up, and I believe you proceeded to Montagne Posée.
Pour les autres Massement, député Posée, c'était le moment pour drive, à cause de la situation était sérieuse. Et les montés, mas SCPD nous, bon, en sopan. Tous les temps, nous montent ensemble.
So,
drive.
When DCP Posée came to pick me up, he gave me the wheel for me to drive the vehicle, and the situation was still similar, the weather, and at around, when we reached that Sopan, that's when we picked up a CP Denus at that time. I was driving.
So you reached the prison.
Nous sommes arrivés à Montagne Posée.
We reached Montagne Posée.
Around what time was that?
C'était 10. Okay. C'était 10 à peu près. À cause de la pluie, nous devons driver doucement.
7:10, because it was raining heavily, we had to drive slowly.
So that would be how many hours after you learned that there was something happening at the Montagne Posée?
Belé, miss call, pas mon 10 autres, mon tu vois miss call, 4h55. Même les commence call, fait bon contact pour transport une amassement.
So like I stated,
Ça veut dire 4h55, mon tu Montagne Posée, 19h10, c'était 10 soir.
like I stated earlier, the missed call was registered at around 4:55, and then I arrived at the Montagne Posée prison at around 7:10 at night.
And when you reached the Montagne Posée prison, were there other officers from any units that were present?
Si des gens sorti response services qui ex-SSU, après 5 qui pour nous qui CTU à l'état.
There was officers there already from response services, which was the ex-SSU, and then they were from our unit.
And upon your arrival, were you given instructions, or where did you proceed first?
Administrative block, la présence DCP Denus, DCP Posée, DCP Wiz.
To the administrative block in the presence of ASP Denus, ASP Wits, and DCP Posée.
Was CP George present at that briefing?
Monsieur Wally, DCP George, oui.
I saw her, yes.
She was in the briefing.
C'est là, oui.
She was there, yes.
And at that briefing, what were you told?
C'est un yet, pour ajouter, c'est un yet dans colonel Olada, DCP Songwa.
Just to add to that list, there was Lieutenant Colonel Olanda and PC Sangwa.
Yeah. So, what transpired at that meeting?
Pardon?
Qu'est-ce qu'il a dit dans sa meeting qui est arrivé?
C'est un rayot de prison à cause de condamné. Parti d'accord, ils ont fait Stephen Morde, qui a mis dans un isolated cell.
They said that there was a riot at the prison because the inmates were not in agreement with the fact that Stephen Morde had been placed in an isolation cell.
So, you were told there was a riot
Yes.
already?
Oui.
Okay.
Yes.
And anything else?
Après, mon dit, ASP Agatine, ASP Marie, là. Mon question, comment tu demandes, si nous faisons procédure normale pour dire qu'il y a un riot, c'est un bannière, c'est un loud healer, à cause de mon spécialité, non, ça. On a ça response services pour 7 ans.
So, I forgot to mention also ASP Mari as well as Agachin was there present, and the only thing that I remember asking was that if we did what was necessary with regards to how we were supposed to deal with riots whenever it happened, because it is my specialty. I was in the particular unit before that whereby we learned how to deal with quelque chose qu'on mentionne banner,
loud hailer, banner, qui nous servait de rayot.
and banner, which are the items that we use in riots, and I was trained in that department.
And your training would involve how to diffuse a situation like a riot. Would I be correct?
Oui.
Yes.
And would I be correct in saying one of the requirements for diffusing a situation like a riot would be to engage with the, like in that case, with the prisoners?
Yes, j'ai besoin pareil. À cause qui m'ont fait, moi, sous permettez-moi. 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐿, on fait les load loud hailer.
Yes, because what I did, I had 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐿 sort out a loud inhaler.
Tout ça, les temps, tu n'as pas prêté rien. Après, moi, tu demandes S.I. Robin Hollanda, à commander des travail avec eux, pour descendre en bas ensemble avec moi, c'est négocier avec ça, négociation first.
And then I had S.I. Robin Hollanda to come down with me to try and negotiate with the inmates.
But were you informed when there was a briefing that the prisoners had asked that sibir George, I mean, earlier on when you had not come to the prison, but that sibir George was asked by the inmates to come down and negotiate with them?
Non, personne n'a dit moi ça.
No one told me that.
If there was that demand made that sibir George comes down and talk to the inmates, is it your opinion that sibir George should have acceded to that request?
Ordinairement, dans n'importe quelle situation, là on peut négocier ou bien faire une demande, il se pose un négociateur. Si n'a pas négociateur, ou ça dit mon responsable ça l'endroit, eh bien on vient écouter qui ça m'a dit mon.
Ordinarily, in whatever situation like this, when it is transpiring, there needs to be a negotiator. And if there are none, then there needs to be a person who is willing to be there to listen to what is going on.
Were you at any time informed that some prisoner officers, female prison officers, had volunteered to go and speak to the inmates?
Moi, si dans d'autres pays parmi les autres, à cause d'une technique, ça c'est vraiment femelle pour attraper les autres. Moi, si dans d'autres pays, c'est mon passage prison, pas dans d'autres l'ordre.
Qualité des affaires femelles, comme dit? Qualité des affaires femelles.
Moi, si dans d'autres pays, c'est un female officer. Moi, quand d'autres n'a cause d'une bataille, mon cas d'autres les négocier, c'est mon pas cette affaire avant d'affaire à cause pas mon cas prison.
I heard them talking amongst themselves, the female officers, about that situation in particular, but since I was not the one in charge of prison, I could not.
And in view of your training, if officers were volunteering to try and negotiate and talk to the inmates, especially like you said, the female officers, they say that the males are more receptive to them. Would you have recommended that this be carried out?
Si tu dis, je te donne l'ordre, oui, et moi tu peux escorter sa female officer dedans, parce que c'est 5 qu'il est causé, amène l'idéo, amène l'écoute CP, whoever.
If they said and they gave out the order, then yes, I would have escorted them and brought out the one inside that was supposed to do the talking negotiation.
So from the administrative block, were you given instructions to go down to the mill block?
Tu dis, moi, oui, moi tu gagnes à cause problème radio, moi tu besoin d'alguer qui peut passer, bon, vient dire d'ici son quoi.
Yes, they told me because there was issues with the radio and I had to go and look for myself what was happening, see for myself what was happening to report to PC Sangwa.
That instructions were given to you by whom?
Mon personne pense ma cause. Tout ça, c'est qui là? Ce parti là, qui est arrivé de prison. Mon dit avec dissipé Bousin, mon louvage, mon sermenté, ça arrive, mon gars blessé, mort de prison. Nobody
told me. I just took it upon myself and I said to DCP Bouzin, this is my job for me to do what is necessary, and it did not matter what happened to me.
Raison que mon avec eux à cause les mon vini, je te dis moi un gars il blessé dans les pieds. Après dit mon assistant sénateur d'un tapé bleu. Mais vu qu'il m'a espéré de tactique,
Why I went with them was that I was informed that there was an officer that was hit in the leg, and then one that was hit with a brick.
Je pas moi physiquement, autres qui disent moi, raison mon aller pour faire autres, faire sa formation bien, car donc à cause c'est une question de gagner envoyé.
And I
Pas
did
gagner
not
blessé.
say it myself directly, and the reason I went with them was for me to be able to give them the formation and to place them in a corner to prevent them from getting hit.
Okay. And at that time, it was just the officers from the police and the prison guards who were present.
C'est une réponse. Les mots là, mon entendre, c'est une réponse. C'est une ça qu'ils ont dit cité 𝐕𝐤𝐶𝐃 c'est un garde prison besoin t'as besoin vraiment bao. Après derrière c'est un peu soldat. C'est le moment de refaire sortir c'est un soldat c'est derrière moi là. Tout ça là c'est un non little utility belt. À comment qu'ils donnent un training guard.
And
Qui
there were other officers from response, the CTU, and there were military officers, the soldiers, and I want to state that the soldiers had non-lethal weapons.
soldiers derrière c'est the last resort. Quand moi c'est the last resort, nous se fait monter.
They were
On m'a
there
guetté
as a
carré vendant.
last resort, and we were going up to see what was happening inside.
So you said that you asked for a loud hailer.
Loud
did you
hailer.
Did you receive the loud
Yes,
hailer?
moi j'ai dit Père mon gagnant, l'inspecteur Joseph, 𝐕𝐤𝐞𝐫 tu dis donc.
Yes, I asked Inspector 𝐕𝐤𝐞𝐫 to provide me with one loud hailer.
Okay. And you used the loud hailer?
Moi tu fais SI Robin Ola response service.
I had SI Robin Olada from response use it.
Did you give him instructions as to
Non,
what
il connaît manière pour faire cause nous avons un training 3 fois au cause.
He knows how to use it because they received training in that department.
Tu n'as pas bannière c'est
3 times we're supposed to speak.
And-
There was no banners.
banners?
Banners.
Oui.
And what is it that you have to say in the loud hailer to?
Non, vous dites ça va dire mon nous là, on nous négocier, dire nous qu'ils ont besoin là, c'est considérer les autres besoins.
You say to these individuals that we are there present, let's negotiate and state their demands.
Nous tu dis autres aussi moi après nous tu fais ça les autres nous pas là pour faire 10 personnes pour blesser personne. Pour l'enterrement descendre.
I remember also telling them that we are not here to hurt anyone, to cause harm to anyone, to voluntarily give themselves up.
So according to the evidence we've gathered, is that yes, there was a loud hailer, and some people would testify that it was you who talked over the loud hailer, and the request was just to come down, to give themselves up. There was nothing about negotiation, just
Oui, moi tu loud hailer ça a été servi moi tu donne ni, moi tu peux dire pour dire.
Loud hailer was used, I gave it to him to speak.
I think you didn't understand what I said. What I said was that, yes, okay, the loud hailer was used, but the evidence we've gathered is that the only thing that was said to the inmates was to come out and give themselves up, not to negotiate or anything like that.
Non, loud hailer moi appelle bien peut-être, les autres dit, les autres descendent à cause des autres.
No, I recall correctly, maybe they said that, but we told them to come down and for us to talk to them.
À cause response moi tu gagne, moi pas pour dire la 𝐕𝐤𝐶𝐃 spécialement moi, les autres comme moi bien.
Because the response that we received, I will not say it because it's vulgar.
We can.
Yeah, we can.
Do you think it will assist your testimony if you say, don't say it just yet, that whatever was said to you?
Moi pas pour dire à cause.
No, because we can mute the.
Il y en a un qui crée à la.
No, not now.
Okay, in fact, let's just do it this way. Can you mute and then
Yeah.
you can tell us what we said?
Not to repeat it again. Okay. So that was the response you said
Oui.
you received
Yes.
by it would be by one of the inmates. Or
Les 3 autres, moi pas contre autres, non.
A couple of them, but I do not know their names.
But after you've been to the prison, using a loud hailer, do you think that the other inmates would have heard, or all the inmates would have heard what your request was?
Non, à cause ça loud hailer, petit premièrement. Pas assez fort.
No, because first of all, the loud hailer was small and it was not loud enough.
Maybe before we leave this particular segment of your testimony, I don't think you quite answered this question about what did you announce, what instructions did you give through the hailer? Can you repeat what you told them?
Moment tu dis que ça dit descend akoz exot, pas venir faire personne zimaz. Ça que c'est.
What was said was to come down and we will talk to them and that no harm will come to any of them.
À cause mon dit ça, toute l'opération prison, mon travail avec des commissionnaires prisonniers sauvés, mon qui dit l'exot, n'a pas un des blessés dans mon armée.
Why I said that is because every operation at the prison and in the past also I had dealings with the prison with that regards, and no one has ever been hurt under my supervision.
Okay, so you believe that not all would have heard you?
Oui, à cause d'autre, après tu compact en dedans. Tapaz, il me peut crier, comme nous peut causer, je peux continuer à crier.
Okay.
Yes, because the noise and it was compact inside and they were shouting as we were talking.
So, were you at any? So what did you do next?
Next, moi tu dis avec maman, si notre en d'akoz, c'est un diffé. Juste pour faire sortir, depuis là, mon travail de la force, ça fait une rayot de prison, mon pas monter quelqu'un lethal weapon. Si pas nécessaire, à part des dagues, il y a correctement, on monte avec.
To state that there was fire and to inform the commission that each and every time that there is a riot, I never carry with me lethal weapons. I always carry non-lethal weapons, except for the 2 daggers that I always carry with me.
So you acknowledge that you had 2 daggers with you?
Oui.
Yes.
And was there a necessity for you to have these 2 daggers with you?
Ça, ban dagger, ils font part de training que nous fait.
These daggers are part of the training that we received.
Mais dans veste ou mais dans la main, si on a un obstacle, c'est un booby trap pour pas tousser.
You put it in your vest, inside your vest or in your hands, and in the event that there are booby traps, for you not to touch it directly with your hands.
I'm not getting you well as to booby traps. What booby traps would you have expected?
Si on peut dire booby trap, c'est pour mettre la corde ou capable couper.
If someone,
si y en a,
sorry,
si y en a quelque chose plastique, on a parlé qu'on pique avec, c'est un du bois. Juste pour faire comprendre, pareil là, on a un team qui sortit training à certain endroit, qui moment ça. Les autres là-bas, cause mal donne training là-bas de sa pays tout. Je t'amène un petit las, un petit étoile, un dague encore pour l'obstacle même. C'est un petit bois, on a fait de ça.
So this is, for example, if there are a piece of rope that had been placed along the pathway for you to cut that rope, plastic barricade for you to be able to pierce it using the knife, and I also did training also overseas in that manner, whereby over there they inform us some of them carry small axes and small knives for the same purposes.
Is one of the reasons of having the daggers with you to threaten, like in that case, inmates?
Non, pas threaten, non.
No, not to
Pas pour threaten. C'est même pas ou dague de mais pour show force ou bien pour l'obstacle. Pour threaten, non.
You have it in your hand as a show of force and for obstacle, but not to threaten anyone.
But could it be that sometimes when you're trying to show force, that other people might interpret it as threatening them?
Oui, ils ont droit que je peux faire ça training, on n'a pas de bougie. Ils ont quoi threaten à cause depuis par mon Dieu 2016 c'est un rayot de prison. On tire un poussant dedans, de bibloc qui vraiment ça y est là-bas. On tient des dagues avec moi. Après, les gens tirent, les autres pas coster l'eau, on obligé de défendre le corps. Tout le monde met la main sur la tête, à zéro. C'est après, on est blessé. Si mon tina pas mon quoi, mon tina a blessé. C'est les en offensive weapon exotant. L'arme, la scène moteur 2016.
So it is their right. They can say that they felt threatened, but this is the training that I received. They do not know about that training in particular. Like, for example, to state in 2016, when there was the riot, I was inside the B block, whereby I was pushed with force and I had to take out the knives for me to show off force, and that's when everybody knelt down and they surrendered, and no one was hurt that day.
There was something you wanted to add?
C'est moi, je les refais sortir avec ce toi. Les montimini, première question, je demande si là. À cause ça, on dit mon pas d'uniforme prison, pour nous connaître différents couleurs, mon quoi, il dit qu'on fait. On voit les autres temps, côté waiting room, et bon, les autres. On demande si à cause ça, on bougie là, c'est un désordre. Dis-moi ça, banque, si peut comprendre les autres.
One thing that I would like to state to the commission was that the first thing that I asked the CP upon arrival to the prison was why were the inmates in different colored clothes and they were not in uniforms, because each colors would state what offenses each of these inmates had committed, and the CP just stated to me that these are the ones that was behaving correctly at that time.
Okay, thank you. I just want to go back to the issue of the dagger. How many daggers were you carrying?
Two.
Two, okay. Daggers.
Yes.
Okay.
Small one.
Yeah. So when you were giving them instructions to come down, were you carrying these daggers?
Non, il est parti dans mon arme.
No, it was not in my hands.
Where were they?
De mon côté.
In my side.
They were
On my side.
on your
À
side.
cause il fait noir. Il fait noir là.
Because it's dark inside.
Si mon tombe, mon cas est blessé, ou bien les autres disent mon est blessé.
If I fall down, I can hurt myself or hurt other people.
That's okay. Right? And were the other officers, police officers, there also when you were giving the instruction for the prisoners to come down?
Oui, c'est un team dehors.
Yes, there was a team outside.
What were they carrying?
Les autres c'est un non-lethal. À quand ils disent autres bien, dans prison, ou pas avec lethal, en quand gagne l'intelligence qu'ils ont avec lethal.
They were carrying non-lethals, and I explained it to them properly that if you are to go inside the prison, you're supposed to carry non-lethals unless we receive information that they are harboring weapons there.
Yeah, I just want to know what weapons they were carrying. Non-lethals. What?
C'est un Goga, shotgun appelé, c'est du rubber bullet.
There was son nom même
Goga, oui.
Goga, which is a shotgun, and they were using rubber bullets at that time.
So they were carrying guns.
Oui.
Okay.
Yes.
So because one of the issues we wanted to establish is that.
Après, sorry sir, rubber grenade, les sont envoyés soko, sorti la fumée, rubber grenade.
You just throw it and it shocks you and smoke comes out of it.
Okay. So would we be correct that you and the officers, you were daggers in your.
Avec mon utility belt, absolutely.
The police officers had guns, right? And you then instructed the prisoners to come down.
Oui.
Right?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a negotiation. Because
No, dagger, but I'm not negotiate. No.
Sorry, can
The
I finish?
dagger was not in my hands
Can I
while
finish?
the negotiation was taking place.
Can I finish? Doesn't matter where the dagger is. The dagger is on you. You're carrying daggers. I'm not saying you're not supposed to carry them. You're
Yes.
saying you are carrying daggers. Your other officers are carrying guns, and you are instructing these inmates to come out, right? And you are promising them that you will not be hurt. The point I'm trying to make is that piece of information needs to be taken into account in order for us to properly understand that response, which we can't repeat on TV, which you got, isn't it?
Ordinairement, comme un commandeur, si mon type avec bonne female officers, parce que ça va dire mon type mon utility belt, donner les officiers pour oublier sa confidence avec moi.
Ordinarily, if I were to go with female officers, I would have removed my utility belt and gave it to someone else for them to gain that confidence in me.
But maybe ordinarily also, or maybe from a tactical point of view, because his question started with you and your training.
Yes.
As someone who has been equipped with skills to diffuse tension. So I'm just trying to think about a situation where you want to diffuse tension, but you are carrying all these weapons, and you are telling people that come out, and you are carrying all these weapons. Would that not create more panic?
Pour moi, on pas poser une panique à cause nous pas connaît, nous pas gagner information qui ban immédiatement en dedans.
I will not say that it created panic because we did not receive information what the inmates had inside.
Okay, so initially we took that point that you had not been briefed, according to your version, you had not been briefed that the inmates had asked for their CP to engage with them. So what now that we are bringing it to your attention, that we have consistent testimonies that point to that fact that the prisoners requested the CP to come and engage with them, right? But what they are getting is you and police officers who are armed, and you with the daggers, and you are instructing them to come down, right? So we are saying, at that point you didn't know, but now you know. Would it then not make sense that, number one, they refused to come out, and number two, they gave you that response, which we can't repeat because it's vulgar. I'm not saying it's correct,
yes,
but in trying to understand human behavior, does it not contribute to that situation?
Kapab.
It can.
But the training, nous tout le temps avec nos officiers, know yourself before you know your enemy, expect the unexpectable. Si mon petit gagne l'information correcte, si ça va pas armé, définitivement, on se fait des officiers, mais c'est un non-lethal weapon, enkli, comme un commandant l'exemple, qui coûte administrative block, fait autres descendre. Mais les problèmes,
received information that the inmates were not carrying or harboring weapons, definitely I would have indicated to my officers to put away the non-lethal weapons or any weapons at all, especially myself, to place the weapons at the administrative block.
Yeah, I don't want us to take too much time because I want you to continue, but I want us to be clear on this. The purpose of you holding a hailer, a loud hailer,
yes,
is to engage.
Negotiate, engage.
Right. It's not, you are not yet deciding to get in, right? So I'm trying to understand why you are armed.
So nous armé à cause intelligence sharing, ça va le temps un gros secret ça. Mais commandant unit, on pas rien d'information. C'est un petit gagnant.
So we were armed because first of all there was the issue with the communication because I am in charge, the commander of a unit, but I did not receive any information.
He said certain things were secretive.
Certain information was secretive.
Et mon premier question, moi, j'ai demandé, si nous négocions, mon training, mon fait, négociation 2016, il y a une semaine, 2 semaines. Pas comme ça, vitement, un état.
First thing that I asked was whether or not negotiation was undertaken because back in 2016, I am aware that negotiations can go on for long periods, almost a week sometimes.
Après la négociation, si carrément les autres disent là, un psychologue, peut-être qu'on parle de plus bien qui moi, un psychologue, un mentor, whatever, ou bien un ancien prisonnier qui capable venir. And
then in the negotiation itself, there should be another party present, for example, a psychologist or an old inmate, another person, anyone else present to help with the negotiation.
Okay. And even the female officers were
qui m'ont fait ressortir, n'a pas rien pour ça. Nous négociations ça, moi tu vois un pays d'ol qui y a 6 ans vitement. On des attentes dans un travail. Négociation pas fait un jour.
that day, I saw that it went quite fast, and we never work like that. I saw sometimes that negotiation goes up to even a month.
Mon parti, mon n'a pas pouvoir le dire tout ça, mon dit pas là au moment.
And I had no power over the people that was above me.
Just one thing about the daggers that you were carrying. There is evidence that at some point in time you were brandishing the dagger and striking the dagger in the chain link fence and at the.
Mon petit pont, mon petit passe sous sa fence, accompagné des autres, seulement quelque chose comme ça, mon petit passe le fence vers oui, mon petit passe. Pas pour traiter une personne, peut-être des autres qui n'ont pas comme ça. Mon parti pour traiter. Mon petit passe là, à comment tu peux demander avec mon demander avec un garde, des autres disent quelque chose, ça va dire nous mettre dedans pour nous couper, mais pas pour. Mais les autres qui ne pensent pas.
But you do understand. Sorry, you have to translate.
Yes, I flicked it on the green fence,
yes.
And I did that because according to information the officers was giving me was that they had things from inside the fence, and I was attempting to cut it.
Akoz mon sorti dehors de 3 fois, par mon temps de don commande, mon demandé de briefing room avec M. Jones Madeleine, why not nous prendre fire brigade, nous storms avec de l'eau.
Because when commands was being given and we were in the meeting room, I asked Jones Madeleine, why not use the fire truck for us to be able to spray them with water.
La réponse qui m'a gagné mon tiré, le briefing room, mon sacalte camion, papa il veut de prison, mon demande spécialement un gros diffé.
And the answer that I received was that that type of truck will not be able to reach from where the prison is, and that's when I asked, but what if it was a bigger fire?
Après deuxième question, moi dis à qu'on espèce nous pas espérer bon matin faire na direct situation. On t'ai dit direct situation là.
The other thing was that I told them why not wait until the next day for us to be able to deal with the situation, and the answer that I received was that no, we are going to deal with it now.
Actually, okay, you wanted to ask a question?
Superintendent, who gave you this instruction not to, on what you requested? Why don't we wait until in the morning? Who gave you the response?
Moi, tu demandes qui est dans colonel là, c'est à cause. Moi, tu demandes, il est dans colonel là. On demande qu'on va se faire le lendemain. Il dit mon situation est grave, on dit la situation. C'est tout, n'a pas encore conversation.
Ask that to the Lieutenant Colonel Olanda, and he stated that the situation is critical, that we needed to deal with it now, and that was the only conversation that we had.
Okay, another little question. I heard you said you tried various means of trying to deal with the situation in a sort of human manner, yeah. When you asked about the water and you asked about why don't we wait in the morning, and do you believe that this incident that took place at Montagne prison was a staged? It was organized to be like this?
Ça, on va pas capable dire seulement qui m'ont pour dire au moins. Mon 5 ans passé là, 2020 2025, d'accord, un errant tactical. Moi pas tu gagne involved dans une stratégie mon. Moi tu gagne mettre à côté dans un petit bureau de la pousse bois des roses. Moi vinn travailler personne connaît mon là. Moi fini 4 heures. Non rien. No, yeah,
I cannot say that, but what I can say was that since 2020 to 2025, I had a rank tactical. I was not placed in anything operational, anything. I was placed in a small office in a corner, and I was not involved or implicated in any of these things.
Sorry, I think that let's carry it in another segment. Let's go back to where you were, right? You said you suggested that
yes.
you should wait even for a day.
Yes.
For the situation to diffuse. And Colonel Olada said, no, the situation is urgent, we have to move in. Right. But Colonel Olada came here and told us that he released his troops.
Me?
He released his soldiers and placed them under your command and left everything under your command, including decision making.
Ça, moi, les faire ressortir là. Là, on peut hand over un troop ou date dit mon, superintendant de Canberra, mon a tant personnel, tant weapon, tant spécialiste, leads autres.
I want to state that when you are handing over a troop, you need to say that, listen, Mr. Dakambra, I am handing you over certain amount of troops, certain amount of weapons. You need to lead them and give me the instructions.
Après, mon ajouté, garde dans ces cells, n'a pas pouvoir l'armée.
And then I want to add that police officers in Seychelles has no power on army officers.
Et l'armée, pas pour prendre l'ordre des coups.
And army officers will not take orders from you.
L'exemple,
Yeah, so I don't want us to go on because we still need to hand you back. So in short, you are saying he lied.
yes,
He was still making decisions,
yeah.
including instructing you that you need to move in now.
Mazor Mathieu, t'as entendu nous, Mazor Mathieu.
I just want yes
Major
or no.
Mache went
Mazor
inside
Mathieu,
with
c'est comme un
us.
soldat, pas moi.
He was
Major
along
Mache.
with his soldiers. He went with me inside.
He went with you inside.
Yeah, Major Mathieu.
We'll come back to that, but for now I just wanted you to clarify this conversation between you and Ken Olat. Back to you.
Okay. Actually, just go back to something. You suggested that they could wait till the morning
Oui.
to before they enter into the prison.
Oui, mais c'est
Yes.
menti. Si mon cas dit explique. Moment quoi, tu peux dire à cause c'est dans 10 faits de prison, lundi moi aller mettre l'ordre. C'est dans 10 faits de prison.
I
C'est dans
think-
so bien envoyé.
That it was because there was fire in the prison at that time and things being thrown. That's why he said that I needed to deal with it now.
But you will agree with me. What you suggested was the most appropriate position to take in that circumstance.
Yes, sir. Nous, à cause nous, comme police officers, no matter special force, save life and property, not to damage.
Because as for us as police officers, it doesn't matter whatever unit, we are supposed to preserve life no matter what the cost.
And Mr. Olanda, did he ever come down to the?
No, it's
To
not
the-
administratively.
He was
No,
in the
he
administration.
was upstairs in the administrative law.
Gete. Mon qui allait, sir, qui vient report back avec autres, 10 faits police, de l'eau, whatever, de l'eau sobre envoyé, l'autre, mon
I'm
qui a
the
report
one.
à cause problème radio, mon qui pense à risque, là, me parler, pour expliquer aux autres, là, je sortir de prison, de faire noir, mon dédague de mon main, en cas quelque chose est arrivé.
I was the one that was going in and coming back to report to them such and such. For example, the fire is becoming more and more. They were throwing hot water on us, and I was doing so in the dark also. That's why I had to carry my 2 daggers with me.
So Mr. Olanda never came down to the prison in order to appreciate what was going on before
présence, mon point noir.
command
In my
could be
presence, I
given.
did not see him.
Non, à cause, si mon cas vous permet, les mon sorti en dedans, mon retourne, mon continue à brief autres, personne ne va donner décision. À cause là, les gens discussion quoi, SCP Denous, SCP Wiz, CSP Bousin. Les mon peut guetter, sorry mon dit comme ça, on peut faire l'ouvrage, ben dit mon canard vraiment. Sorry mon dit ça, on pas pour offenser personne. Personne ne va s'intéresser. C'est dans l'instant d'ici son gua, tu dis à nous à guetter qui n'arrive. Tu dis, personne ne va tirer les clés. Moi qui tire les clés.
So
D'ici son gua, moi qui tire les clés.
I had come from inside the prison and went back for me to carry on with the briefing. As and when I was briefing them, no one took any decisions and they were not really interested in whatever I had to say. And to put it that way, I do not mean to offend anyone. It would seem that I was doing the job of the superior officers that was there at that time. Nom certain non habans officiers sou
T'en as
kapab
SCP
dis répondre.
Denous?
These
T'en
were
as-
the officers that was there.
SCP Denous, SCP Wiz, ça l'état dans CSP Bousin qui député là.
Après-
Après député son gua.
Après
Et
ça-
colonel Hollande lui-même.
These were the officers that was there as and when I was coming from inside the prison and reporting to them, briefing them that I stated that no action, no decision was taken. And it was it seemed as though I was doing their job.
But sorry.
At what stage did you go with Mr. Songwa?
Ok, moi dans administration, mon cas CP, si on va tromper, une cause d'oreille député.
When I was upstairs,
Ça fait pas bon.
the administrative block, I saw CP coming and talking to the deputy.
Une cause avec DCP Sangwa.
DCP Sangwa saying something, whispering something in his ear.
Jerry Macho, Jerry.
I heard them talking about Jerry Macho.
DCP Sangwa, il a guetté, il participait fier pour aller tout seul.
DCP Sangwa wanted to go
Comme mon senior escort
and check, but he did not want to go alone. That's when I offered to escort him, meaning DCP Sangwa, to go inside and investigate, inspect what was happening.
But he didn't go. He didn't go.
But he didn't, but we did not reach upstairs. There was the staircase was a mess. There was too many mess.
Okay. I mean, but that would have happened before you enter the prison.
Sorry?
What would have happened before that would have been when you enter the prison. Okay? Before you heard about Machiot and all, first you had to enter the prison because you said that the inmates were inside and they didn't want to come out. So at some certain point in time, you did go inside the prison.
I went, yes.
And were you in command as Colonel Hollande would have suggested?
Moi, je monte avec un sub-inspecteur Alain Doudé, akoz montre, moi avec Graham Douglas. On te dit autres, on nous sait un dit fait un peu fireman qui peut rentrer dedans. On te dit laissez, ça m'a dit, les monde dit maman, mon répète encore, il n'a pas besoin d'entendre. Entre nous là, il y a un cas blessé, il y a un cas mort, enkli moi même mon Dakambra. Mon spécial il dit fait pour nous voir ba où c'est utilisé.
So there was Sub-Inspector Alain Doudé and with Graham Douglas, and the fireman was scared at one point to even enter inside, and I had to state to my officers, I remember correctly, I stated to them, look, there might be a chance that some of us might get injured or even badly hurt in that scenario. I was talking about the officers. Because we had to enter through that gate because the prisoners, the inmates, all of them were mixed together and there was the fire that was going on. Because I remember when I left my place of residence, I told to my wife that I am going to work. If anything happens to me, carry on with your life.
So when you entered, after that, obviously, the fire was put out, and you went inside the prison. Who went in with you?
There was myself with the fireman and Graham Douglas, and the fire had not yet been extinguished because they had cut the water hose downstairs. Couple of firemen and a couple of officers, I do not recall their name, to give protection, and I was assisting with holding the water hose. Our aim was to extinguish the fire.
But at some point in time, you managed to extinguish the fire.
While I was there, we had not yet extinguished the fire. They had cut the water hose downstairs, and afterwards I came out of the prison.
You mean you never went back inside the prison?
I went back to bring water, juice and tea and coffee in mugs for the officers.
But that would be on the 5th or the 6th?
I entered inside the prison only on the 5th, not on the 6th.
Akoz 6, mon pendant dit tout la prison, mon 6, mon tandisement m'a dit de nettoyer. Prison m'a demandé à cause de pas nettoyer, fait des ferments procédures, protocole nécessaire, petit portre, pas mélange quelque chose. Après les moments de nettoyer, je dis un bon peu offensive weapon, on va venir mettre là pour petit porter grand couteau l'autre. C'est mon les 6, Mon quoi dernier, les gens sortent de prison à 20h matin. Mon pendant 10 ans encore.
I did not go inside the prison on the 6th. I only recall that they were saying that they needed to go up and clean the place, and I remember asking why are they going to clean it. We need to do the procedures, the necessary procedures first. And on the 5th, I recall leaving early after the 5th, early on the 6th at 1 a.m. in the morning, latest.
So
And
if
before
in-
going back again.
So if any of the inmates say that you went inside the prison,
Les 6, non.
The
On the-
6th,
Non, 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 non. À cause que tu m'as demandé les 6, Vision m'a demandé, under the briefing, guys, il y a une caméra qui m'a assez là.
What I
On
asked
recording tout quelque chose.
on the
On
6th
saute
in
que
the
mon caméra va avancer.
briefing was whether or not the CCTV footage was working, the camera was working actually, and I was shocked to find out that it was not.
On demande aux autres, dans une prison, bon, pas pour nous, non, on travaille avec certains CP, 3 autres. Caméra, il y a un must dans la prison pour les masser.
And I asked them, I will not mention the name, in a prison, I have worked previously in the past with 3 CPs, that a prison camera should always be working.
Simple, ça appelle les bons recording. Si un prisonnier il est blessé, si les autres la guerre camarade, il y a une question noire à tous les évidences.
This is the best recording of evidence that we can gather if something happens, or inmate gets injured or a fight happens, something like
À
that.
cause si caméra ti massé, pour moi ajouter, tu vois tout ça qui est passé, tu vois qui est le monde qui tente de la prison.
Because if the camera was working, if I am to add to what I'm saying, they would have seen everything that had happened, what I did, what time I arrived and left.
but on the 5th, did you lead any of the forces, the police or the military? Actually, Colonel Nada said that
No, no.
One
No.
minute. He assigned all his troops to you for you to lead them.
Non.
No.
So you didn't lead any officers?
Non.
No.
C'est le groupe l'ennemi, ça qu'ils ont appelé l'IBO. On s'y fait un mot officiel à cause d'un shield. Monter les autres, les monter les autres salauds bas ou après sortir dehors. Moi-même, mon pas aller pour les autres. Non.
The only
C'est quelque chose.
group that I remember assisting was the group called 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐿. I had one of my officers who had the shield with him to go along with them and escort them upstairs.
And who was leading that 𝐕𝐢𝐿 team?
Moi, tu vois, c'est un mazo. Modon. Mon appelle lui bien petit.
I saw Sergeant Major Modo, if I recall correctly. Small
Any
one.
other persons you recognize
Short
from the
one.
𝐕𝐢𝐿 team?
Non, pas pour tout contre autres. Mon connaît bien à cause nous traînons des training.
No, I do not really know them that well. I know him because we performed a few training together.
So at no point were you leading any
Nous pas gagné droit à ça.
operation inside the
No.
prison?
We do not have the right.
Non. Là, ça a dit, mon si autres viennent là, et espèrent que je suis marié, je t'avais dit autres même, je
If-
t'ai lead guard.
The two
Mais n'a pas
person
pouvoir là, mais
comes here, they would be able to state for themselves because we do not have any right or authority on the army officers.
Okay. So you did not lead the
Non.
officers inside.
No.
Okay.
La police,
Did
qui
you,
m'a tué.
did you? Sorry.
La police, qui tu peux monter que nous avons accordé l'eau, puis donner nous protection.
The police was going upstairs with us
Sorry,
because there
you
was
are-
the
you
thing
are-
with the.
Sorry. So I would like us to make sure that the two of you are not. Once he starts interpreting, you have to stop, so that we can
Yeah.
hear what.
Non,
he's-
pas de spell lead. No
right,
need.
So I want to.
No, I was not leading.
Yeah. You were not leading.
No,
anyone.
no.
Okay.
No,
Were you part of any group that went inside the?
Non.
no.
Did you at any point to go inside the prison?
Mon suis allé de la prison avec accordé l'eau pour t'indiquer.
I went inside the prison with the water hose for me to extinguish the fire.
Prison, fireman parti là, les autres types.
The firemen did not want to enter inside, they were scared.
Okay. Did you have any police that were under your authority?
Là, tu peux aller craquer, tu en as un peu, et craquer, pas avec poil dire que prison pour nous c'est un indiqué.
When we went
Essaye de dire qui check moi.
with the water hose,
Amen,
there were officers SID there who was helping with the water hose, but not to help deal with the inmates, but only to deal with the fire.
Après Graham Douglas, il aussi tu peux nous y fire. Moi pas connais prison warden, c'est vraiment qu'on a l'expérience sur une affaire.
So who
And then
went
Graham
inside the
Douglas,
prison?
who I think is a prison warden and have a few experience in the fighting fire.
Okay, so who went inside the prison?
Avant mon vini, avant 7h30, tu as ESP Agatine, ESP Marie. ESP Marie, tu peux lead portre, ESP Agatine, tu peux lead CTU. Après les mon entrée, plus tard, ma zone match, tu vois, c'est ma petite sorte, tu ne sais pas qu'on est arrivé.
So
Et partie de mon est sorti.
before I came, at around 7:30, there was ESP Agachin, ESP Marie, ESP Aga. Lequel tu peux lead portre?
ESP Agatine, tu peux lead CTU.
ESP Agatine.
Avant 7h, moi, tu viens ici, ça que tu dis, bon.
That was before I arrived. ESP Agachin was leading CTU, and ESP Marie was the one
Portre.
that was leading portre.
That's what you were told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not what you saw.
Non, mon noir, ça qui m'ont dit, mon
That-
pas noir physiquement.
That's what I was told. I
C'est
did
moi
not
les
see
mon question,
physically.
ESP Agatine, dit comment ça, j'ai dit, yes, sir, moi, tu peux lead maman. Il va dire plus.
But when I questioned the ESP Agachin, since I was in charge of him, he said, yes, sir, I was leading the officers.
À cause même d'une question, moi, ça, des ESP Agatine, ESP Marie, je dis, moi, ESP, nous t'en autres prénoms d'Akambra, au parti là,
Because I even questioned the individuals about the two ASP, because they, according to people, they were mentioning Dakambra, but I was not present.
But the fact that you didn't go in, you having a special training as to diffusing a situation, don't you think that there would have been a need for you to be present inside to try and diffuse the situation?
ça, par Raymond Dizot, ça va le temps là, on va prendre l'ordre le moment. Vraiment bien, c'est la higher chain of command.
Like I stated earlier, that time I did not take orders from myself. There were higher ups in the chain of command.
Si mon allé, on nous dit mon prend tous les deux teams, leads autres, tu as une colonel là, qui rapporte direct commandant chef. Pas mon Dizot. C'est que parce que mon visage si sale, mon pas capable point qu'un non. Colonel là plus fort qui mort.
Let's
Pas
say
dans l'ordre là mettons.
I decided to lead the two teams. There was Lieutenant Colonel Olanda who was there present, and he is supposed to be under the... Lequel chacun ça, Lieutenant Colonel Olanda, ou du rendre compte avec lui?
Commandant chef avec son chef Rosette.
He falls under the commander-in-chief, and the other officer, the chief Rosette, and he is higher up than me, and as I stated earlier, before the year 2025, my reputation was tarnished, and I was not able to handle anything by myself.
Sorry, I think the difficulty that I'm having now is when he asked you who deployed you.
Député Sangwa, mon.
Deputy
Just
Sangwa.
just wait, please. I want to explain to you my difficulty. Then let me just finish. He asked you a question, I think, at the beginning of your testimony. He said, who deployed you? You said, I think you gave a long answer, but I think in short, you said, I was not deployed by anyone, but I got news that something terrible is happening. And I considered my skills, and I decided to go and help. Right? So you went to help because you are one of the people who are skilled to deal with the riot. You get there, and your testimony so far shows that none of your advice was being taken.
Ça, mon petit gars.
Right. So I'm wondering why you remained there. Because if I come to help, no one has instructed me to go. If I come to help, my advice is not being taken, and this situation looks like a mess. So why did you remain there?
Ça, premièrement, ça quand ça, mon. CSP Bouzak, c'est dans mon miss call.
Firstly, the person in charge of me, CSP Posée, was the one that gave me a call.
C'est dans mon miss call. Mon pas gagné sans répondre ni. Mon petit call, mon député, mon madame, qui dit mon a problème prison.
I
Mon petit
missed
call,
his
mon
call
député.
and was unable to answer him, and
So that's the person to whom you reported?
DCP Bouzin.
Okay.
Ici CSP Bouzin.
Okay.
Licticolement.
He was CSP Ɓouzin before that. He is the one that called me.
Okay. So when your advice at critical points, including, I'm very much worried about the time, the 2 stages.
Yes.
The first stage, where you say, let us not storm into the prison. Let's do some things to diffuse tension. Then you are instructed, no, you have to storm into the prison. Did you at any point report to your superior that the situation is getting worse and worse, primarily because the skills that are needed to diffuse the situation are not being used?
Mon supérieur, tu l'as, pas qu'à dire non.
My superior was there.
DCP
They
Sangwa,
did not have the
Sangwa.
right to say anything. DCP Sangwa.
SCP Denous, SP Wiz.
So now we are getting to where I want before I hand you over. Who was the person? You gave us a lot of
Yeah.
people, that's fine. But I would like you to tell us the one person who was in charge of this operation, without whose word nothing would go.
Ça, mon petit parle avec DCP Sangwa.
I was
La police.
receiving orders from DCP Sangwa from the police force.
Okay, we take that. But I want to know who was the person in charge of everything.
Ça, mon papa capable de dire où ça fait des autres mêmes autres. Ça va dire mon colonel Lonada, SP Wiz, sorry, SP Denous, DCP Sangwa.
That's a lot of people.
I will not be able to
Tu vas dire où lesquels, mon papa capable de dire.
say that these
Pas qu'on
people
faut
that
l'information.
he just mentioned would be able to.
But Superintendent, I've not received.
Moi, tu
that.
peux parler avec DCP Sangwa.
I was taking orders from DCP Sangwa.
Okay, so let's just make sure we are understanding you well. You were part of an operation.
Yes.
The only source of authority you knew was your superior. And you did not know who was controlling everything.
No.
No.
Now, okay, maybe I will come back to that.
No, but the fact that you didn't know who was conducting the whole operation, that means that it was chaotic situation, because then you don't have one person who is leading the operation.
So, mon bon training, par exemple, ouais, même si mal donné de Eastern Africa, supposé là, pour venir travailler un organigramme. Ça organigramme pour dire, SP d'Akambra, commandant, command and control, tel dimonique, tel tu n'as pas ça.
If-
Command and control, c'est un problème.
From the trainings that I attended in Eastern Africa, like I stated earlier, when there are a situation like this, there would be what we call an
Organigramme, même si tu as marqué un whiteboard avec un marqueur, il passe ça qui vient ça. Pour les mots, là, moi, tu vas dire, porter, les qui vient ça.
organigram, and they could have even used the whiteboard and a marker, which is not expensive for them to write on the board, and provide us with the information, and that when I would come, I would find that information there.
Yeah, I agree with you, because like if you're going into an operation, there should be something on a board saying this is the person in charge, and that person would be doing a certain part of the operation, and the other would be doing another. So there was none of that.
Non, pareil, moi, je parle l'opération là.
No.
Commandeur d'Akambra, logistique and equipment, tel du monde, weaponry, armory, tel du monde, il a, que si jamais il y a une question, nous avons produit.
Because when I am conducting an operation, it would state that the commander is Dakambra, so and so is responsible for logistics and whatsoever, and we were able to use that information.
So I'm right in saying that it was a chaotic situation.
Mon c'est mon est comme ça.
When I look at it, I also see it that way.
Superintendent, I heard you mention that it's not the first time that you had to intervene in the prison setting as to any incident that took place. And when you got there, could you tell us who was the person in charge of the prison at that time to deal with this situation that was taking place?
Ti CP qui a sa prison, par exemple, dans l'autre.
CP is the one in charge of a prison. You cannot give any orders above that.
So you are confirming that in previous incidents that has taken place in prison, you were under the command of the superintendent of prisons.
Oui, prison est pouli.
Yes, the prison belongs to
And
her.
this one was not the case.
Pas connaître ce commande.
I do not know who was in command.
No, but you never got any instructions from.
Pas de mon niveau, non.
This was not my level. No.
Yeah, but even at that time, in the other incidents that took place, it was not at your level, but you still got orders from the Commissioner of Prisons.
Ok, ma mettre ça bien clair. Là, moi, je travaille avec prison de passé avec mon supérieur Sazmo, avec le commissionnaire de prison. Nous tenons un team sécurité.
When I worked in the past with the commissioner of prison, before that we had a security team.
Et moi-même, ça m'a dit, pour faire ressortir, ça m'a dit, qui prison à moi, qui situe une autre, use of force, en arme combat. On parle de mon situation.
I trained
Actuellement, ça va, ça m'a dit, qui veut travailler prison.
these people in prison, combat, and for them to be able to handle situations like that.
Là, tu as un problème prison, ben, si puis avant, tu dis avec ça, des gens qui ont sagement, ça l'état, côté sesyon, on a tel problème, ça, des gens qui collent, nous fait un plan stratégique. Maintenant, je donne un exemple.
When any issues arise in the past, that person that is the CP of the prison would call me at SSU and would inform me of such.
Akoz nous, par exemple, tu as un pas call du monde boss, ringleader. Là, ça, commissionnaire de prison, il call mon safe, il call mon soirée, mon inspecteur, ça l'état. Moi, ça, que c'est dit côté prison. Search le monde, tout quelque chose. Faire si prison n'est pas sauvé, l'intelligence. Mon safe, il call moi, il dit maintenant, tel prison, il y a un ringleader.
I would refer to them as ringleader, not boss, and just to state that if the CP would call me, the CP would call my superior first and would inform that there is so-and-so incident happening at the prison.
Prison qui nous fait, mon Dieu, mon safe, quand ça, mon dit, safe. Dis ça, commissionnaire de prison, regardez ça, il y a un papier docteur, bien un rendez-vous.
And that's when I would tell to my superior to ask for whether or not this individual has a medical paper or a medical certificate.
Cause que la cour, là, il finit que ce docteur dentiste, nous sépare les montagnes imposées, mettre dans un casseau, et on doit temporairement faire son la cour qu'on est.
To speak to the court whenever he finishes at the dentist, to separate him, to place him in a separate cell, but to inform the court of said.
À cause avant, nous tenons, moi, je gagne beaucoup, les sorties de ban CP avant, c'est cause moi, et mon supérieur, c'est inspecteur à l'état.
Because
On
before
donne
that,
advice, code prison.
I had a lot of help and liaison between the commissioner of prison and my superior, because I was an inspector and I was helping them.
So I would be right in saying that this sort of cooperation that existed before was not available in the last.
Yeah, il pas available à cause si ça signature d'Akambra.
It was unavailable because of the signature d'Akambra.
Et l'exemple comme on donne, il bien mon dit là, dit mon y attendez, moi tu as ça portre, mon train, mon expérience, moi tu gagnes tirer code portre, tu mets mon ça traffic.
Another example was that I was in charge of portre and I had experience and I provided training. I was removed there and placed in the traffic section.
Mais ça mon tu gagnes dit soit mon travail, soit c'est mon les quitter aller.
The message that I was told that either I work or if I want to quit, I can go.
Même l'instant, un training est venu, Egypte, SF, Special Force, mon quoi là, mon a 51 ans, mon a 45 46 ans, 15 à 20 pays l'Afrique, mon t'y allé, et mon t'y amène résultat, ideal officer de mon pays, médaille avec certificat, 46 ans, mon t'y non, tu fais train par nous, tu vas 22 ans, 20 ans, Sénégal et tout ça là.
At the same instances, there was the Special Force unit. Now I'm 51 years of age. At that time, I was at around 46. And I remember there was about 15 to 20 countries in that particular training, and I did well in the sense that I received medals on behalf of Seychelles, and I was performing like as if I was in my 20s.
Yeah, but what I want to know is, when you said you were relieved of your responsibility at Portre, when was that?
Comment changement ça arrivé, c'est sûr.
As soon as the change happened in Seychelles.
Could you be a little bit more specific on what year?
2020.
2020.
Parce qu'il y a des routes trafic.
I was placed in the
Pour
traffic
expériencer,
section.
Côte clock tower, on tu vois, on peut faire passer l'auto. Pour faire accident, on n'a pas training de
I
traffic.
do not know if you had seen me at that time at the clock tower, engaging with the traffic. I didn't even nearly causing accident because I had no experience in
Président,
the
mon
field.
petit dit, sous permettez-moi, mon petit dit, avec mon madame, pinichon qui m'ont gagné, à côté mon petit côté session, mon petit privé là. On parti choisir, mon petit gagné l'ordre de mon safe. Les gens dit, on peut faire des ordres de ces mêmes, mettre l'ordre. Et puis, maman pour dire, quoi, pas quoi, mon gagné targeté, full
And,
stop. Aujourd'hui, on me répond une question là.
What I said to my wife was that this is the punishment that I'm getting from where I was a private in the SSU unit.
Mon session, mon petit privé. Mon petit dit, bambou qui fait des ordres de pays.
And I was the one responsible for dealing with people causing havoc in the country.
Okay. You said earlier on, when we started, the reason why you wanted to go to the prison is because you know the officers who were going there at the prison. You've trained them, and you didn't want anything bad to happen to them.
They did not have the level of training for them to go there.
So you wanted to be with them. So
Voir physiquement.
yeah.
To see physically.
À cause CTU, dans les passés là, parti faire son mandat, tu gagnes servi pour n'importe qui l'ouvrise.
Because
Et moi,
CTU
comme commandant là, on partit au courant, on lui mon zombie, un zombie m'ont demandé, si mon gars dit pas demander, je n'ai fait tel ouvrage.
in the past was not there to do what was according to their mandate. They were being picked and given any other non-specific assignments, and I had to ask at one point, where was my officers being taken to? What were they doing?
What I'm saying is that because you said you showed concern. You showed
Yes,
concern
as a
because
leader.
as a leader,
Yes.
that some of your the officers you've trained, were going to the prison.
Yes.
So you decided to go. That's the reason why you
Yes.
decided to go.
Et même mon question est, à cause CTU, tu besoin là.
And I even questioned why did CTU had to go there.
And when you went there, apparently, what you're telling us is that you left the officers that you believe didn't have enough training, and you've been training.
Je te bats guidance ESP
for-
Gatine.
They
to
was
be-
under the guidance of ASP Agatin
À cause lui, qui type lead depuis le commencement, c'est tout get involved.
because he
C'est
was
mon
leading
advice
them.
lui. Par exemple, moi je dis, je peux monter encore costé dans le coin avec Mirai, nous faisons un training.
Leading them from the beginning, I did not really want to get involved. For example, when they were going inside, I advised them to stick to the wall, close proximity to the wall, because this is where one of the particular trainings that we did.
But you, with that sort of training that you had, don't you think you should have insisted that at least either they listen to you, or you should be leading your men up in the operation?
Ça va, mon Dieu, grâce au problème là, ça ne m'a pas supposé là-bas du tout.
Like I
Nous
stated,
CTU, nous, counter-terrorism unit, moi demande mon question. C'est un terroriste?
the problem was that the team, the officers were not supposed to be there at all because CTU stands for Counterterrorism Unit. My question, therefore, is were there any terrorist attack?
À cause de toujours dit avec mon chef, comme Paul, député Sangwa, mettre blanc et noir, qui nous rôle nous fonction CTU. Moi, tu connais comment devant ça?
I always
C'est un monde-
stated to my superior, Compol and Sangwa, to have us wear black and white to state exactly what we do. And I never got anything from that.
So you mean to say that when you are appointed to that unit, you're not given anything that says these are your duties, what you have to do?
Non.
No.
Mon tout le temps demandé, superintendent de Canberra, commander of CTU, mon carré un papier qui dit mon qui peut faire mon passeport là, mon signe agree, do not agree, or advice. Depuis les mots de la force, j'ai un papier qui peut dire mon qui m'a avec mon fonction.
I always ask them that when there's something needed to be done, that I be given a paper
Seulement
and that
pour
I
m'ajouter,
read.
avec sa nouveau commissionnaire qui soit député, on peut bien le faire à cause de nous joindre. Commissionnaire, avec ça, député, spécialement député Bousin. Il y a des gens qui comptent à faire, mon advisor, mon pronom son nom, faire si, CTU, là on appelle QRT, on se demande de les passer pour les papiers comme quand on vient QRT, pour qu'on gagne. On dit autres.
I told them, I always ask in the past that when there is something that they need me to do, that it needs to be on paper whereby I can read and then sign. But ever since I have been in that force, that unit, I had not received any paper to that effect about anything about our specific duties, what we are supposed to do. And now I think I want to say that it's probably going to start happening with the new Commissioner of Prison as well as his deputies. That because we met with them earlier on and we were discussing about having that issue resolved, and even Deputy Posée also, at one point I asked about, because the fact that our name now changed to CTU to QRT, and even for that I asked them a paper stating what does it mean and what are we supposed to do.
Pareil, là, on dit encore, avec Deputy Posée même, il y a un monde qui
And now I would like to state again, with regards to the CP Bousin, I would like to thank him because he had given me a lot of advice before that.
Mon demande pour faire SOP, pour portre, pour QRT qui nous fait.
I asked him to do an SOP for portre and QRT, stating what we do.
I don't think you are still answering his question.
Yes.
Just confine yourself to the answer so that we don't digress and then come back later.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, the question was about your
officers.
Yeah, your officers. Okay, so you came at the prison to ensure that your officers were well, and but as you said, you never went in. You did not lead them.
Oh.
And did that bother you that you were not leading them, because you were letting them down at that point?
I
did not receive orders from superior officers to lead them, so I have to follow orders.
But did you make your concerns known?
Pardon?
Did you make your concerns?
Like I stated, at that time, you can either tell them or do not tell them. If it came from SP Canberra, then...
So what sir, tout travail là, même comme il a mon superintendent, tout travail que mon unité fait à partir de prison, on fait Simon like that to be accountable for them.
Because every duty, every work that my team does, even before or now, I make sure that I am there with them.
You sort of give the impression that you are a victim of some sort regarding your position and what is your instruction to...
Mon papa dit c'est maman dit 2025. Ça expire comme doit là, mon papa connaît comment faire. Pareil mon dit encore, panga dit mon père en dehors, on fait autre comprendre. Un officer, knowledge, skills, you have to have attitude. If you have knowledge and skills, you don't have attitude, it's finished.
So
you have knowledge and skill, but you can behave yourself.
Stated from 2020 to 2025, I do not know what I had done for me to be able to go through what I did, and what he stated, the rest was in English.
Okay, Superintendent, there is something that we started to talk about earlier and we did not finish. it was with regards to if you believed that what happened at the prison, taking into account all the different proposals that you put forward to be able to diffuse whatever was going on at the prison, all of this was just put aside. Yeah? My question again to you is, do you share this belief that what was happening at the prison was a staged operation?
C'est bon, ka di peut-être mon magazine comme ça on les seulement pas mon Dieu. On va vous dire stage seulement command and control. What's pe wa?
I would not say that it was staged, but command and control, I did not see any of that happening.
So if we put what I asked you on the side, now we go directly to the command and control of the operation on that night. We come to the conclusion that it was bad.
Oui, par contre, il ça. Code prison, qui check mon par contre, il ça.
Yes, at the
La
prison
police député sur ça.
where I was, you could not tell who was in charge, but c'est la police qui pense ça.
Député Songwa, montant en bas député Songwa la police.
But I fall under the responsibility of Deputy Sangwa, which is in the police force.
Okay, but then what would be your suggestion? Yeah? What would you say to us was the person responsible? I mean, all of what happened at the prison was, as Commissioner Vidot said, was chaotic.
Mon pour dire oui akoz pas mon dit autres. Les mon get ça inquiry qui mon soke.
Okay.
Yes, when I looked at the inquiry, that's when I became shocked.
Parce qu'on ça man get so naive, mon pas gain dit.
I was unaware that these things had happened. I was not told.
Commissioner Vidot said that all what happened was chaotic, and we can support that everything was chaotic because there was not a proper design and control of what was supposed to happen at the prison for the operations to be successful. Yeah? So, who, in your opinion, is responsible for this total failure that happened at the prison?
C'est bon, on va pas capable dire les quelques responsables. On pas plomber imbécilement. Prison également en charge par son commissionnaire prison.
I cannot say
So,
who was responsible, and I do not want to blame anyone, but I know that the prison is in charge by one person.
so if the person is in charge, then it is the responsibility of that person.
That person is in charge. I did not say that it is her responsibility what had happened, but that person is in charge of the prison, and when that person comes, that person would be able to say where did that person get his directives or instructions from.
So, sorry, I think we have to... I hear what you are saying, that you don't want to blame people, you don't want to do this.
Sir.
But 2 people were killed.
Yes.
Dozens of people were brutally
Sure.
injured. Some were permanently injured. Right? Now, you were there. In a normal situation, these are crimes. So
Yes.
you were there. You were on the crime scene. Right? So I think you have to... So now you owe a duty to account. So it is not possible, and we can't accept that you can say, no, I don't want to blame people. That question, you have to answer it. Because if you were not there, then it's a totally different story. But for the simple reason that you were there on the day, and I haven't gone to some of the allegations that you face. I will go there later. but you were there, and you admit that you were there. So that question has to be answered.
So what I told Mr. Tirant, Commissioner Tirant, prison is being in charge by Commissioner of Prison. That's
Okay.
all I said to him.
So that's the person who...
I said the prison is in charge by Commissioner of Prison.
Okay. Back to you.
And so she will be responsible for
I
what's
didn't say
happening.
she's responsible.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
So if she runs the prison, she's in charge of the prison, something of that nature happens, so she's the one who's responsible for permitting that to happen.
But she has to, when she come here, she will... I can't say if she's responsible. I can't say. But what I stated, she is in charge of the prison of Seychelles. So I didn't blame anyone. I didn't blame her. When she comes here, she will give her version. So
Let me ask you a follow-up question. Is it a problem to blame her? If
no, it's not
just-
blaming. It's facts and figures. Know the truth.
So what are the facts here?
The facts I told
According to you,
the
yeah.
facts I told you, I can't say. But she's the commissioner of prison. She's in charge of her prison.
Okay, let me rephrase the facts that you have given us, but also not just you, a couple of other people. The facts are there were men and probably women carrying guns and all sorts of ammunition. You had daggers. You went into the prison. People were killed. People were brutalized. And nobody knows and is prepared to tell us who was in charge of that operation. Those are the facts.
No, but this is what I said, sir.
So I'm saying to you, we have to bring maybe a different attitude to answering that question. I think there is a sense of sensitivity that I am expecting, not just from you, but everyone who is coming here, to not lose sight of the fact that there are people who were supposed to be alive today but who have died. There are people who today no longer have parents. There are people who in December 2024 could walk, today they can't walk. Right? So let's be a bit more candid and frank. This is not the time
So this is what I'm telling you.
to say we don't want to blame people.
No, I'm not blaming, but like for me on my side.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I heard all the allegations on me that affect me, my family, because after the incident, I asked Inspector Jean-Paul to take the two daggers, do forensic tests, still with me, still dirty. I asked him, take the two daggers, this is too much for me and my family. They didn't take it, still here with me.
So now, Superintendent Akambra, it would be the point I'm trying to get through to you is, I don't think we can say, I don't think I can blame this person, or I don't want to blame this other person. I think we have to be frank and tell the truth. Right? That piece of information you are giving us now, that you gave up the two daggers and
Yes.
said, can they be investigated? Can they be forensics?
Still with me.
It was not that.
Still dirty. Yellow paint on it.
Would we blame for that?
Sorry?
Would we blame for that?
Not me, because Inspector was there this morning. He was the leading investigation officer.
Yeah, but still you're not answering my question. Who do we blame for that? You see, so it's not an important question I'm asking you. I'm asking you this question to illustrate how you are answering our questions and why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking now. Because you are not answering the questions. When someone asks, who do you blame for that, given the facts that you say, no, I can't blame this one. I'm not saying, do you blame this one? No. But who? Who are the facts pointing towards in terms of responsibility?
The commissioner of prison is responsible for her prison.
Why is it difficult to say?
Yeah. No, I told him.
No, but that's not how you were answering the
yeah.
question. So I hope now we set a new tone
Yes.
for answering questions, because I think if we do this work, because we are at work right now, if we do this work in a way that looks like we can't say certain names,
Yeah.
we can't point fingers towards certain people, then I think we are wasting everyone's time.
Because I don't know if...
But let me finish, Mr. Dakampa. But where it becomes more costly for you is if you are facing some allegations, right? Because the people who came here did not dance around. When they were asked who was leading the troops inside the prison, they said, Mr. Dakampa. They did not say, no, we don't know.
I heard, I watched everything.
But when we ask you, who was responsible? You say, I don't know.
No, I didn't say I don't want to blame anybody. Because also, so if I may add, sometimes there's a lot of grapevine, facts and figures. You know, that's why I told them I was looking to come here because it was too much on me. I didn't go to look for psych or whatever to get, I'm a strong guy. I mentor myself. But when it comes here, blaming, I never remove even this.
But what now the Republic of Seychelles is expecting from you is to remember the oath you took as a serviceman.
Yes, sir.
To protect property and
life.
Yes. Life was lost, and to some extent property was destroyed, right? So they want your expertise in knowing how to deal with it.
Even if I may add, even all the blame, I know some of the families, we are good friends. Even higher authority conduct meeting putting all the blame on me. Can you believe that?
Mr. Dakampa, in view of the way you are answering the questions, is there anybody who's threatening you pertaining to this testimony you are giving today?
So I'm giving my testimony free will, with my heart, not my mouth. I'm here to tell the truth. Yeah. Because it was too much blaming on me, even the family. Some saw me and said a meeting was conducted. Either you were the one that killed, you were the one that lead. It was too much for me.
A meeting was conducted by whom?
The family didn't tell me, but they told me they were meeting, that I was the only one blamed. And I just told somebody, maybe I would see me in jail this year, but hopefully, I think God is great. I'm still sitting here.
So you had you said there was a meeting held, and
Yes.
you don't know who conveyed that meeting and who were present at that meeting?
I'm not supposed to reveal it, sir. Especially here on the television.
So at any point in time, would you be able to
After,
reveal
if
that?
you off camera, I will tell you.
Okay.
But let me come in a bit there. First, why is it difficult to reveal?
I don't want to.
The names of
You know,
these
as a police
people who
officer,
were-
you
yes.
collect information. There's sensitive information people give you. You can't say it everywhere. Then they will say that officer, no need to give him confidential information. As with the three commissioners, I can give it off mic with you, the three.
Okay, so you're protecting
With your permission.
your
I'm protecting the
sources.
family because I know them very well. So they were very sad when they came to tell me. Then they saw me again. They said, I'm sorry, it was wrong information. And I can give you the number of that family also. The number and the name of off mic afterwards.
Okay.
And would you, I mean, I know this question has been asked in a different way. Would you not agree with me that that whole situation that happened at the prison was permitted or was allowed to happen?
I can't say that, sir. I can't say that. But I can say it was a chaos and it should have not happened at that, especially if you are well trained, if you are commanding in higher ranks. We are here to advise authority what to do, not to do.
Okay.
I would like to start right from where you left now. You gave us a list of people whom you believe one of them was operationally directing things on the day. You remember that, right? I would like us to go through that list again. So the first one is
There was from the army, Lieutenant Colonel Olada.
Olada. Why do you think that he would be able to he would be in a position to know who the overall commander for the operation was?
The army was there, so he can answer why the army was there, not me.
Okay. I did indicate to you that he said you were in
Yeah, I
charge.
heard him, sir.
Okay. Who is the next one?
Sorry?
The next one?
Then there was Deputy Songwa. I take orders from police officers.
So this one, because this one was your superior.
Yes.
Okay.
There was ACP Denus, now the commissioner
Uh,
of prison.
SCP?
Denus,
SCP?
the one now at the prison.
Okay.
And then there was ACP Weeds.
Why do you say SCP Denus was, would
He was there in the
qualified to be in
briefing. He
this
heard what goes wrong, whatever.
okay.
He was there also with us in the briefing.
Okay. The next one is?
There was ACP Wiz, now he's Deputy Wiz. Deputy
Wiz.
Wiz, Ned Wiz.
Why do you say he was, he would be in a position to tell us
Because whatever was going on in the meeting, they were all there, sir,
who was there in
at
the
the briefing.
Okay. Who else?
There was CSP Bouzin, now he's Deputy Bouzin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He was also in the
Yeah.
briefing.
There was CP at times. CP George was there at times.
CP George.
I was surprised. I didn't see the DCP. I don't know why. The CP of prison. I think his involvement.
When
Yeah,
you say you
DCP.
didn't see him, you mean in the briefing? Or
Yeah, I didn't see him in the
briefing
room, the DCP.
Okay. Is this the complete list
Yes.
of the 6 people who should know
Yeah.
who was
Yeah.
operationally in charge?
Whole operation. They can, I don't know, but they might explain.
Okay. Have we taken those names? Okay.
Because also I would add, one prisoner, I don't want to mention his name, he came out to me. He said to me, those prisoners want you badly. I told him, because I met him some years back, go and tell whatever you have information on prison, report to CP of prison, not me. I did it proper way.
Okay. I think I took from you. Okay. So I think
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Superintendent, at one point, when you were talking, you said that CP George was present. Okay. Did you see CP George giving any orders or instructions to the commanders that were on the ground?
I didn't see this. The only person she was talking to was DCP Songwa.
Okay. So then if this was the case, then we might as well come to a conclusion that DCP Songwa was running the show.
I didn't say that, but I think she was giving back feedback.
Okay. DCP Songwa gave you orders. Songwa. He gave you orders.
He didn't give me orders, but I was the one going inside to tell him what is happening, as he's the highest rank for the police officer.
Okay.
Because no one was doing it, so I take the initiative to go inside, report to him what is happening.
Yeah, but when you reported to him, what did he do with whatever information that you brought to him?
He told us, I remember well, guys, no lethal weapon inside. Do your job as you are trained professionally.
So he was giving orders.
Yes,
Okay.
like this. But he said no lethal weapon inside.
Okay. Now, because when you say that CP George was there, but in a position that, she was not sort of leading anything, if I can understand. Yeah? She was there.
Yeah, she was talking to the Vita, I don't know. I
Okay,
didn't
but
get
then
involved.
it was other officers that were around her that was giving orders.
Those responsible for their troops.
Okay. Would we able to say that CP George at one point, maybe, she was told to stay back and let the officers, the police officers, the military officers, and others to take charge of the operation?
What I've told her, like I said to you, the answer is that the prison to belong to CP George, she should have done one controlling everything.
Yes. Now that this one we understand. But in view that CP George was not vocal or doing dealing with the situation that she should have been doing? Don't you think maybe she had received an order somewhere
Can't state
to
that.
tell her to, stay at the back and
I can't state that, sir.
okay, as you said, maybe she will be able to tell us.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we appreciate a lot your training and your know-how. Have you ever been ordered to carry out any other duties that you might have felt that were not correct during your time working for the police force?
Which years? During my 24 years experience?
Yes.
There were duties when I was given in the past. It was discuss, tabletop, discuss. My ex-superior, you know him very well, called me inside. Dacamera have to do this, do what it said in the law, use appropriate forces. You know how he operates. He said to me, anything happen, what I've gave you here, if you do it your way, you'll be accountable. And he put it in the occurrence book, whatever order he has given me. He said you can write it with your own handwriting also. I remember that very well.
Yeah. No, this one
Who are you
I...
referring to?
Eh?
Who is your former...
I don't want to mention his name. Mr.
No, we
Timothy.
need to know who it is.
So I was trained by CSP 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐰 and SP Matsombe.
Okay.
They were very serious, especially when you come to... Even I did work sometime with Agnes Modo. She was serious when you go out. Occurrence. If you don't have your notebook with you, problem. Everything, so the court might need the occurrence.
Okay, no, this one we understand. This one we understand that involves proper police duties. This one we understand correctly. But what I'm trying to ask you is, have you ever been called to carry out duties that you felt were not proper police instructions?
So there were times I saw missed call on my phone. I didn't take it because the next day I asked my officers, where did you go? They told me, I said, is this your line of duty? Okay, I'll give you one example, I'm not afraid. When I saw my officer, counterterrorism, at Maison du Peuple, searching in the office, I asked them, is this your job? Remember that incident? I don't know, dealing with witchcraft, you forget? I asked them, do counterterrorism deal with witchcraft? Then I just keep quiet. You see? You know what I'm talking about? A past incident that happened. When they went into Maison du Peuple to search everywhere.
Okay, so in your words, in your own words, this was not
Our duty.
your duties. Were
No.
there any other duties that you were asked to do that you can share with us or share with the people that were not, if I may say, correct?
So all the duty that I was done in the past, up to 2020, I participated in our duties. 2020, 2025, my officers were only pulling out. I don't care. I might say that there was 2 police force, what I can say. So they were pulling out without me knowing. When I come the next morning, where's the man? They've gone for special duty. What type of duty? There's nothing in the occurrence. So I don't ask further questions. I need to feed my families.
But to whom did you ask those questions and you got those answers?
Sometimes I ask CSP 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐰 was our special. I asked him, he just tell me, Dacamera, give me these officers. That's all.
So, Mr. 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐰 knew what was happening.
I don't know, but he asked me for officers, I gave for support. But then when I asked my officers, where did you report? He told me they report to Central. There's another small team. I just, okay, this is enough, please. I need to feed my families. Full stop.
So you were not as well called to do activities that you think was inappropriate?
I didn't go.
You didn't go.
No, I was not called. And if ever I'm called to the duty, I ask question, then I was put out aside. I was like a flower pot on a table with the superintendent.
So you don't remember of any request that was made to you that you refused?
When I saw certain numbers, I didn't answer. I know why. Because whenever commissioner, even the president called me one time, or Minister Fonseca, I told commissioner, I've been called by those two people, and I told him I'm not going because you are my chief.
You're not going where?
To do duties.
But they didn't give you any duties?
No, I didn't go.
Now, perhaps the question is, were you ever called?
One day I was called. There was
By
an
who?
incident by the president, ex-president.
Which
I was
one?
called.
Which one?
Ex-president 𝐕𝐢𝐞𝐫. There was a disturbance at a sokan. That day I was very sad. I just finished duty from 8 in the morning to 9 p.m. where there was a lady being hit by a political rally. So I did everything, cordon everything, protect the driver, not for him to get beaten. I went home 21 hours. My phone rang. President called me. The impression he was getting, I don't know from who, I was not listening to Compol or Spidenus. So he said to me, go and do this job, put order there at a sokan. Very tired, I said, yes, sir. I went there. He said to me, one result back in 10 minutes. But Spidenus was already there. But I don't know who reported me that day that I didn't want to answer the phone. I didn't want to follow the instruction, but I was tired, sir.
Could you elaborate a little bit about this accident or incident or whatever it was?
One lady was hit during a political rally at Mini Square, Mini Stadium. It was the US rally at the Mini Stadium there. So one bus hit the lady. She was down blood. So I was walking. I cordoned everything. Just not to be there for the driver, not to be assaulted, whatever. Correct procedures, bring her to the hospital. Then when I arrived home, very tired, 21 hours, there's nothing to hide. The president called me himself to ask me to restore order at the sokan. I told him I'm tired. He said to me he's giving me orders. So do it. As I told you, I was feeding my families. I went to do it.
So you don't remember of any other phone calls or incidents where you were asked?
Phone call, I remember one. I was not asked, but I was at home. Minister Fonseca called me, said to me, you are in a white H1, your face covered. What you did to that lady? I laughed because the bus was with the driver since 14 hours. And I told him, Minister Fonseca on the phone, if I'm guilty, I told my wife I'm getting a shower. I told them, come and arrest me, no worries. I'm ready for the handcuff. Then afterwards, I don't know, they got information who did that, but I didn't know who did that. But then he said to me, it's okay. But the impression, it was me. It was me that was in the bus that did that. And also I remember my deputy defend me. An incident also happened. To CID officer, you cannot go to report anywhere, came to my duty, told me you were in this bus, something happened at this district. My deputy said to him, you see who is in the bus? Now they are moving. Then they left me.
So, Superintendent, why do you think you were so much targeted?
The job I did in the past when I was with SSU, when I was ordered my superior to do my job, I did it. Yes. A country should not have disorder, violence. I'm a police officer. I've sworn to put peace. I know I'm talking now. Sorry for that. I don't care. There will be anonymous going to, well, I asked those people why I'm here. I came here. I didn't go behind the curtains. If you have something, put your name, tell me. I know I'm going to wear it. My daughter is following me now. She will show me everything when I go home. But I will tell them, swallow it, go to bed. There's nothing. I know this.
But do you think by telling the truth, you should be afraid, or your family must be afraid?
So let me get something clear. Like I said, I'm a sworn police officer. One day you die. If you have something, deal with me. I'm telling you this in front of the two of you. Don't mess with my family. That's all. That's all. Especially my kids and my wife. Don't mess with them. You know, it happened, just to let you know, I don't know if you heard, my godfather died at Hunger Street. He was murdered. I got called. Someone told me, they said they finished with you, but I was alive. Well, my other uncle was poisoned in a drink. I don't know if you know this case, the guy at Hunger Street, my godfather.
I think we just want to understand. I mean, we are sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay.
But there's something we need to understand. Have you been threatened for your decision to cooperate with the commission?
Sorry?
Have you received any threats?
Even there were a lot of people, they didn't come directly to threaten me. I told them I'm going to the television. Whoever bring the message, I told them today I'm coming at 2.
Have your family been threatened?
I didn't ask them anything, but my wife is a bit scared. Even my 20-year-old son, a bit scared also. My daughter is very scared. She's at the level.
No,
But I told her not to worry.
You said, don't come for my family.
Huh?
You said,
Yes, sir, I told them,
So-
if you have something, come to me. Don't come for my family, because I'm in the one in the force. When I'm saying this, don't get me wrong. You have something, come face Peter the camera.
Yeah, but is there anyone who has come for your family? That's what I'm asking.
If they come, they will not tell me. My family will never tell me because they know me. Because if you come to my family, they will say, Mr. Tiran saw me on the street. I will look for him nicely, make a...
You know why I'm asking these questions? Of course, first reason why I'm asking this question is we have a duty to protect our witnesses.
Yes.
Right? That's one reason I'm asking this question. But the other one is I'm also trying to establish whether you are in possession of some sensitive information which some people out there don't want you to share.
No, sir. That's why I came on the television.
So why would you say, don't come for my family? Because
No.
it sounded like you are
No, I'm not threatened,
passing
sir.
on a message to someone.
No, whoever has something to say, come to me. I'm the one in the force, in the police force. Tell me. Don't come to disturb them. You see? If you have something, you know me, where I live, you know my phone number, you're the unit, I'm always on the street.
We generally expect that kind of tone
I
from
know.
someone who has evidence that there is a plan to harass your family, right? But you are saying you don't have evidence of anyone right now planning to harass your family. And then you are also saying, no, look, I'm not carrying any sensitive information which someone out there is trying to stop me from sharing. So where does that come from?
No, sir. What I say, if somebody have something to tell me, come and tell me. Don't go on my family.
Okay.
That's why I came here, sir, on the television. A lot of people asked me to go behind the curtain. I said no. I will come here for them to see me.
No, if that is the reason why you came publicly, it's not the correct reason. The correct reason is for the people of this country to hear from you on the facts that they are looking for.
But I've told you, everything that I've told you, it's from my heart.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth.
So that's why you are here
Yes.
in public.
And I was, that like, if I may add, I was very sad when they told me none of the cameras were working at the prison. I was very sad because you know why? If the camera was working, they would have everything recorded, evidences.
Yeah. Now, I've got a few questions that I want to ask you. So, how did you know that, some inmates were brutally injured?
Sir, I will tell you the truth. I saw it on the television when they were showing the pictures. I was not informed of all those things.
So when you left prison,
Yes.
you did not know at all.
Nothing. It was not my level for me to know.
Okay. No, I want a yes or no. So when you left prison, you did not know that they were...
Only about the death of Jerry Macho and the beating of Mr. Anista. Because they were saying it in the briefing room.
They were saying it in the briefing room.
Yeah.
And so on the 5th of December, you were at the prison from 4 p.m.
No, sir.
7 p.m.
1920, sir.
From 20 past 7
20 past 7, yes, I was
until what time?
there. Until I was there until 1.
Until 1 a.m. So during that time, you did not see any ambulance?
I saw ambulance there was.
You saw ambulances
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think those ambulances were there for?
I heard there were some inmates. I heard between the officers some inmates badly injured.
So you heard it whilst you were...
I was at the administrative
prison.
blocks. Yeah, I saw ambulance.
But you said you only heard on TV, on television.
So no, I'm talking about the shooting, everything, the wounds that they show the pictures. I didn't see it.
So you did not see any inmates being carried to the ambulance?
I saw, sir. I saw not the shooting, but I saw those.
You saw inmates being carried to
carrying,
the
yes.
ambulance?
Yes.
How many did you see?
5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. So, Mr. Dakambra, it would not be correct for you to say when you left the prison, I mean, that you heard for the first time.
No, I heard about I saw the ambulance, I saw injured people. What about the gunshot? I'm telling you the truth, sir.
I didn't ask you about gunshot.
Yeah.
I asked you about injuries. I said...
Yeah, the injuries I saw.
So I said, when did you learn, when did you get to know that some inmates were brutally
The ambulance
injured?
was there, yes.
Then you
I saw
answered-
them coming out.
Sorry, your answer was you heard it on television, right? So would you want to clarify that?
I saw the serious one on the television when I was watching the inquiry. But
What?
when I was there were people coming out with injuries. There was even one guy, I spoke to him. If the camera was working outside, he told me they have beaten him for nothing. He's not here for a misdemeanor. I told him we need to take you to the hospital, get the ambulance. He was beaten, I think, the head. I don't know his name.
Okay, so you saw
Yes.
people who were
Injured,
seriously
yes.
injured
Yeah.
being carried to,
Yes.
to the...
Ambulance.
Did you speak to your superior about that?
I asked them why are those people injured.
What did he say?
So like I told you, I didn't get the answers.
Didn't get the answer.
No. But then I heard someone was badly injured. They were telling Fabio. I didn't see him personally. They said he was badly injured. I said, why? And no more answers.
Okay. So personally, you didn't witness anyone being beaten?
So I saw when they were coming up down the stairs, there was some were, how do you say, pushing around, smacking. Yeah.
Okay, so you witnessed someone
Yeah,
being
but I didn't know the
shoved
name
in.
who does it because we always carry our tag. I don't know why the others doesn't carry their tag.
When you say the others, who do you mean?
There were some police, military, even prison warden, some of them. They took part.
So I acknowledge what you are sharing, but I want us to
Yeah.
go step by step. So you said you don't know why others were not carrying
I don't know why.
identification badges. Who are the others? Who are these others? Are they soldiers?
There were prison warden, military officers. And also I asked them, when they went inside, I was not wearing a mask. I tell them, why do you wear a mask when you go inside? As a police officer, people need to identify you so they can give evidences, whatever. Because mask, if you use it, there's special hijack, hostage, kidnapping in a plane, whatever, for the safety of you and your family, you can use it.
Okay. So you saw someone being beaten while they were being dragged, and how many people? Just one?
No, I saw some of them coming down the stairs. They were pushed, they were smacked, and they were thrown in a cell.
Where were you positioned? when
I was
this is happening?
standing not too far from them because I was doing search on some of them because there were there were information. You know what they do in the prison? I did it before. We call it chamber. Sorry for that. They put phone, everything. So some of them ask them get down. I know them. They are ringleaders.
So is this on which day?
5th.
On the 5th.
Yeah.
So you saw some people being dragged down,
Yeah.
and of course some were being slapped, and you were searching.
Yes.
So you conducted a search.
Search.
Okay. This is inside the prison.
Outside.
Out.
When they are coming out there.
Out of the
When
main,
they are coming down, not inside. No. Down,
okay,
down.
Out of the main
Yeah.
block.
Yeah.
Before the visiting.
Before the
visitors.
visiting, yes.
Okay. So you were searching them.
Yes.
There. How were you searching them? Can you describe?
Me, I was doing the in-depth search.
Okay.
I told them to squat down, remove, to see. Also under the arm if there is no offensive weapon, nothing. But I told the officers, if when that dog guy coming down, let them come and search them. No need for... Some of them I told them, don't touch
Okay.
them.
Approximately how many people did you search? Approximately.
I will tell you because it was not my job. You know, in the force, I'm a superintendent. But I helped them because they're going power, nearly 10.
Nearly 10.
Yeah.
Were they naked or dressed? When you
To be
searched?
frank, there was some naked.
There were people who
But
were
I asked
naked.
them to get there. I asked, where's your clothes? Safe. They were, some of them were naked.
Okay, so they were naked.
Yes.
And you said, where are your clothes? And they said what?
They said, it's not with us, it's not with us. So I asked officers, give them their clothes.
Were they female officers around?
When I was there, in my team, there's a female, but she was not doing the searching.
No, I mean,
In the other team, there were females.
were there female officers in the vicinity when these inmates who were naked were being
When I
searched?
was there, I saw the only the males
Okay.
during my present.
So you didn't see any female?
No, and all those guys from the prison know me.
Okay.
Most of them.
And amongst the prisoners whom you were searching, were there any who were injured?
When I was searching them, I didn't see injured. So.
Okay.
But afterwards, I was surprised. I saw some of them coming with something on the arm, neck. And I see what happened. There was some that come back.
Round about what time is this search taking place?
I tell you, I don't know. Maybe before one this.
Before 1 a.m.?
I didn't have a watch. I didn't have.
Before 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 5 into 6 December.
Yeah.
Okay. And were there any prison guards close by when you were doing the search?
There was some, yes.
Okay. Are you able to identify them?
There was Chief Inspector Santash.
Okay.
Corporal again was there. The other, because those two I've trained them, I know them. One was from the police, the other one I trained.
They
The
were-
others I don't know their name.
But there were others, but
Yes,
you don't know their
yes.
name. Okay. And you did not beat anyone?
Sir, I will tell you frankly, there's one guy I smacked here because he spit on me, then he was telling me, I smacked him here.
Okay.
That's the only thing I did.
So there's one guy you
Yeah.
you beat here.
I
With
didn't
your-
beat, I smacked him. He spit on me. I will not lie to you.
Smack. That's encouraging
Yeah.
for someone to say, I'm not lying to you.
Yes.
Because that's what we expect.
Yes.
But smacking is beating.
Maybe, but it was not that hard because from my knowledge,
Yeah.
the force, if I beat him, he would also be injured. But I smacked
So
him.
let's understand how this happened. So this inmate spit on you.
Yes.
Okay. Why did he spit on you?
I
Is
don't
there?
know, sir.
We just
I-
want context. Did they
Because
just come and spit on you, or there's something that you?
So
two
most of the
you-
prisoners,
Ah.
most of the prisoners don't get well with me
Okay, understandably. Yeah.
because of the nature of my job.
But I'm interested in that particular
Yes,
incident.
yes.
Is there anything that I'm not saying there must be something. We want context. Is there something that happened leading to you, this prisoner, spitting on you, or they just came, spit on you?
So no, that guy told me when he spit on me, he told me this is just one. I don't know what he mean. It just says the science. This is one.
This is one.
Yeah, I don't know what he means. I forget his name, but I don't know. If the camera is watching out, is working, you can see outside.
This is one.
Yeah.
That means there will be subsequent consequences. Yeah, like that's the first time I'm spitting on you, but there will be a second time or something more serious will happen.
Okay, so that's a threat.
I don't call this a threat. You know why? He was speaking, he didn't touch me, or you know what I mean, sir? Me, I don't take this as threat.
You know when I said smacking is beating,
Yeah.
I'm bringing the same objectivity.
Yeah.
This is a threat.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
If what you are telling us is
Yeah.
true, then there was a threat. If
So,
what
but
you told
most
us
of,
is
most
true,
of the
you
prisoners
beat
that
this
was coming
prison.
down the stairs, I ordered them to go without touching them, go inside there. Most of them. If they have told the truth, they should have told the truth.
Okay. Okay, so they spit on you and then you smacked them here.
Not them one. I smacked one, not
Okay,
them.
you smacked him or him, right? You smacked him once here. You and remember you were under oath. You swear that you did not at any point order anyone to be shot with a
No,
rubber
no,
bullet.
No. No.
Okay.
So when we were going up with the fire, I told them if things are throwing down, use the rubber bullet up and throw the grenade to shock them.
Okay, sorry, let's get that.
Yeah.
So when they were going up, you told them what?
I say if things happen, take the rubber grenade, throw it to shock them because we come in the water. If there's any threat, just the rubber bullet up. Don't put on anybody, it's dark. Because the rubber bullet,
So use a rubber bullet up.
Yeah.
Meaning shooting on the ceiling.
not the ceiling, it was open. But it was farther ceiling up. When we were going up, the floor, the ceiling is not that down there. No. When we were going
Yeah,
the first floor.
I've been there.
Yeah. But the ceiling is not that down.
Yeah, but there's a ceiling.
Yeah.
So if you shoot onto
Rubber
the
bullet,
ceiling-
I told them, because of the way they are trained, just to shock, that's all. Because they were throwing a lot of things on us.
Yeah, but help us to understand. If you shoot rubber bullets onto this ceiling,
It will not go, sir. If you shoot rubber bullet, you shoot grenade, it will not go directly. If you aim directly on somebody, like I told them in the training, non-lethal can become lethal if it's close or the part of the body you are shooting.
I think you were correct. It can also be lethal if it is discharged in an enclosed environment,
Yeah.
which is what a prison is. Do you think the use of rubber bullets in the prison was necessary?
On my part, it was not.
Okay.
No.
Do you think it was the appropriate weapon to deal with the situation?
No.
Okay. Before these officers were armed to get into the prison, was there any discussion on the types of weapons which the prisoners may have been carrying?
They were saying offensive and lethal, but that's all briefing.
Okay. Often
Offensive weapon or lethal weapon.
lethal weapon.
Yeah.
They said the prisoners have
Might have.
Might have. Okay. But was there any evidence that was
The
discussed?
next day, they collect a lot of, or social on television, a lot of lethal knife, axe, chain, all those. They put it, it was on the television. I was not there to collect it. But they put it, they take pictures. But I didn't collect it personally from them.
So the problem with that, Mr. Takambra, is that, when you collect
Not me.
evidence,
Yeah.
no. I understand it was not you on your version. So when an officer collects evidence of weapons or illegal substances or illegal things, it is important that the search is conducted in the presence of the occupants of that home, that cell, right? Otherwise, it's also possible that you can claim that you found these substances with me, when in fact it was not me, with me.
So,
No, I just want to say, with that cannot be evidence, all right, that the prisoners were armed. What I'm looking for is, in the briefing,
yes.
was there any evidence tendered, maybe in the form of an intelligence report, suggesting that, look, there are weapons inside the prison?
I was not in the briefing. I didn't. That's why I said there was a problem with intelligence sharing.
Okay, so that was not shared with you. That was to the extent that you remember. That was not discussed in the meeting.
Because what I told my officers, if you search, anytime you saw something on someone, if you got your camera with you, I know it's admissible in court, but take a picture, then we can explain to the jury. Take it. If you saw a knife on him, machete, whatever, take it now. Your personal phone might not be allowed, but you can explain it.
Can I just ask?
Sure.
You said that you told the officers that if they feel threatened in any way, to fire rubber bullets.
Up. I didn't send people up.
Yeah, but the fact that you mentioned rubber bullets, it means that you had knowledge that apart from rubber bullets, there were those who had live bullets.
I didn't know about them, those ones.
No, because the way you said it, that's a suggestion I get.
No, about lethal, no. I will, let me get it clear, the Commissioner. First of all, me, if I go to operation in prison, I would never ask anyone to carry, even sidearm, lethal. Never. If you have the correct information, 95%, people are armed with lethal weapon, there will be a special squad from the back. They will not come in front. You see? Not only in prison, in all the operation, even in riots, in town, whatever.
What I'm saying is that the fact that you specifically said fire rubber bullets.
Yes, okay? Rubber bullets.
That's what you specifically said. Yes. It means that you had knowledge that there were other forms of weapons.
No, I say if they have. I said to my officers, if you see any, but it was dark inside.
No, like other officers could have. It implies.
So in my team, no.
1 minute. It implies, to me, it implies that you acknowledge that other officers could have lethal weapons.
My team I was leading, I make sure, because I told them, whenever we go for any operation, you can see in the occurrence, non-lethal. If we got information about lethal, this is the other thing. Always use non-lethal. I always advise them, utility belt, pepper spray, abs baton, handcuff, gloves. Last one is the lethal.
Okay. So, now I found the question I wanted to. So earlier you said you and one of the prison guards held the louder speaker, the head,
yes,
and issued instructions.
Sorry?
And instructed the prisoners to come out. In what language was that?
It was not one prison warden, it was a portre officer, Creole.
Okay. Yeah, in Creole.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm going because there was nothing said in English.
There was nothing said.
But in the prison, we got foreigners also.
Because they said we were just beaten and we didn't understand what we are expected to do. Okay, but you know the way the prison is designed.
Yes.
And are you satisfied that everyone heard your instructions?
No, sir. It was compact inside. The loud hailer itself was too small.
It was too small.
The speaker, it was not that powerful.
So we cannot reasonably say there was a clear instruction given to the inmates on what they should do before the law enforcement and the military stormed into the prison. Okay. And is it possible that there could have been also other inmates, probably old, who would have wanted to come out? Maybe they had the instruction, they want to come out, but they are prevented from coming out.
I don't know this part, sir.
You don't know that part?
No.
Do you think you should have known?
Pardon?
Do you think as part of the operations team you should have known?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the prisoner, that's why I said after to my officers, prisoners were mixed.
Yeah. Before you go on, the reason why I'm asking you if you should have known, because that determines the type of response. Because if you suspect or you know that there are people who are inside this prison who want to get out but are being prevented from getting out for one reason or another, your intervention is different. Your intervention is not to get in and shoot at people.
No.
Your intervention is to extract
People outside.
people. But in this case, the intervention was to come in and shoot.
Sir, but I told you, for the intervention, I'm telling you the truth again. If there was I was with only the water hose trying to put down the fire to get people out. That's why I proposed with them, please, I told Mr. Madeleine, get the fire truck up. Please storm them with the water because you can use the pressure. Up to now, we don't have one, like our unit, we don't have those. I've been asked for those vehicles since I've joined the police force. Because I know when I go for training overseas, they use it, they can control. If there's old people in front, you use the water, you use the foam. If there's small kids, step by step. That's why I asked Mr. Madeleine if you can go, use the water to storm them with. He told me the truck cannot go there. I laughed in front of his face. I said, what was there if there was a fire? He told me this is not the type of truck to go there.
But that's okay. So educate probably me more than everyone else. Is it, how long have you been in the police?
24 years now.
24 years. Is it a normal practice that the president can call a police officer and give them instructions and orders?
I've never been called before, but that I was called. So I can question the authority.
Who should the
Call the
president
commissioner.
call when they have
You should call the commissioner. But I don't know what the commissioner and the CP was stating because the impression they was giving, they were trying to call me, but they can't reach me.
Sorry?
The impression they were giving, they were trying to call me. I was not answering the call, or I was not showing respect for them.
Who is that?
The commissioner
police
and the
commissioner.
ACP.
Why do you say the impression? Because when you say impression, it means that's your
Because this is what
interpretation.
afterwards I've learned. I don't know if it's gossip or grapevine. Commissioner was trying to call you.
No. Sorry. I would like you to tell us why you had the impression. Because you are not saying the police commissioner said to you, I tried to call you and I can't get hold of you. You are saying the impression I got. So what were the facts upon which you drew the impression?
Because the next day after duty, I heard the colleagues that they were trying to call me. I was not interested to answer the phone.
Who are the colleagues?
Commissioner and the other were trying to call me for this situation.
You heard from them?
Yes.
So the commissioner told you?
Not him. I heard from the other in the group.
So you had rumors?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but there was no call on the phone.
Police commissioner, just let's work together, right, step by step. So number one, did the police commissioner tell you that he had tried to get hold of you and was failing to get hold of you?
No.
Okay. Did the deputy police commissioner tell you that he was trying to get hold of you but didn't get hold?
One of my superior ACP which told me was trying to call me order from the commissioner. He didn't get me. But I was busy on another call. ACP Weeds, he told me that night.
He told you that
he was trying, like I'm not showing respect or interest, but I was on another call that night.
So he told you that he was
Yeah.
looking for you,
Yeah.
and you didn't answer
Yeah.
the call.
But at SCP, he's called me before. Just listen to this. He called me before. I told him get the deputy because I'm very tired. I just arrived home now. I have nothing to eat yet. He said it's not order. He told me commissioner was trying to call you. Your phone was busy. This is what he told me, face to face.
How do you communicate as security forces? Do you
Phone.
Do you use the phone?
Yes. And I even, sir, I will state it now. I gave them, my superior, my house number. Can you believe that? They don't get me on the phone. I was there. I give them my house number.
Are there radios?
No radio. Sometimes there's a communication problem with the frequency.
Okay. Okay. So you largely rely on the cell phone.
Phone.
Okay.
But sometimes the phone, one can fail, or the other one can have interruption. But if we are on duty, we use radio, specific channel.
Okay.
If we're on special, yes, radio.
Okay. I don't think I have further questions. If we have questions, can I request a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a 5-minute break, and then we will.
I need the 5 minutes.
Yeah. So are you not requesting it?
No, I thought maybe we could finish and then.
Okay.
But he still has,
He still has other stuff that he wants to say.
Yeah?
Can
he
we?
says he wanted to say something
Okay.
private.
I've got 2 little questions.
Still like.
Can I drink? We are still in camera. Can I drink some water?
Yeah.
It's
Sorry, I don't use glass. The way I'm trained.
It's okay.
Yeah.